First on my screen is the plaintiff, Jada Strong. Ms. Strong, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
Sorry, give me 1 second.
Nah, that's not how it works, Mr. Johnson, but I think you're frozen. There you go. Can you hear me now?
Yep, I hear you now.
Okay. And Antonio Johnson, the defendant, joins us. Mr. Johnson, good morning to you.
Good
So
morning.
I have reviewed your motion, Ms. Strong. Did you get a copy of that too, Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, I got a copy of it.
Okay. Anything you want to add to it, Ms. Strong, before we hear from Mr. Johnson?
No.
Okay. Apparently, the request is to relocate to Raleigh, North Carolina. Why you want to do that?
I have been looking into relocating out of Michigan for a few years. Obviously, it's not something that you just do in the blink of an eye. You have to kind of do your research and figure out where you'd like to be. I've been to Raleigh, North Carolina a few times. I've thoroughly enjoyed the culture there. Obviously, the weather's a lot different than in Michigan. Um, like I said, I've been doing my research in regard to the area, stronger job market, higher paying salaries. I'm completing my degree in psychology. They have a strong growing industry within that field. So just a few different reasons as to why I chose that area.
Okay. And what would you, well, let me first ask you this. What is Mr. Johnson's parenting time pattern been?
So we don't have a current parenting time agreement set in stone by the friend of the court.
Okay.
Essentially, whenever he decides that he wants to spend time with the child, we attempt to make arrangements.
Okay. So the last uniform child support order that was entered says that he has 5 overnights a year. Is that accurate or is it more?
Give or take. The last overnight that was recent was October 10th through the 12th. I can't say when the previous one was prior to that. So,
So as far as school conferences, you do all those things.
correct.
Does Mr. Johnson do any of those things?
He has not been to a parent-teacher conference, no.
Doctor's visits,
I do those.
dental visits.
I do those.
Right. What are you proposing then would be, if we did this, what would you propose Mr. Johnson's parenting time would be?
Um, Obviously, with it being such a great distance, summers, holidays, school breaks, things of that sort, I'm open to in regard to some sort of scheduled time. I know that his work schedule is conflicting, so it would definitely have to permit that he would be available to spend the time, making sure he can cut that time out for the visitation.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, I'll give you the floor. Your thoughts, please.
For me personally, I don't I don't mind her moving there, but my biggest issue is, yeah, I work a lot of hours, like consecutively. I'm actually on my 93rd day straight due to how much I pay in child support. And whenever my son decides he wants to come with me, I let him come. He gets whatever he wants when he's with me. I don't really see I don't really see it being fair to her to take him from me that far right away. due to the way I have to work. Like I just had to work and save my money to buy a home and everything else, so I can have things established to have more time with my child. So
So what, when was the last time your support was looked at?
last year actually, and I pay her a substantial amount of money every month
Okay. All right.
to
I'll
the
give you the
point
last.
like I get one check to myself.
Okay. Ms. Strong, I'll give you the last word.
Um, we just had a child support motion within the last year and a half. That child support motion was gone over because the original child support motion was set in stone back in 2016. It hadn't been reviewed in over for many years. And at that time, the judge advised that child support orders are usually reviewed on a consistent basis for whatever
Every
reason.
3 years.
Every 3 years. It was well over 3 years before it was reviewed. And that was me filing a motion to have it reviewed. Um, so in regard to, the child support order, yes, he does pay child support. I don't request any additional financial assistance when it comes to the child. In regard to whatever my son needs or asks for while he's with him, that's a grant, that's a given. He's within your care. You should be caring for him. But in regard to the amount of time that he does spend with him, it's not consistent and it's not a lot of time.
Okay.
But that's it.
All right. Well, first of all, it doesn't sound like the parenting time has been looked at for a while. And I think it's going to have to. The last custody order in this case was entered on December 20th of 2016. Plaintiff mother was granted physical custody, and since it was a paternity case, was awarded legal custody as well. Plaintiff mother wishes to relocate to Raleigh, North Carolina. Clearly, the established custodial environment is with the plaintiff in this matter. I mean, the child looks to her for really all the necessities of things like doctors, school, that type of thing. So I don't believe that Mr. Johnson has what's called an ECE, or a established custodial environment. So there's two things I'm going to do. First thing is, the law is pretty clear. When someone has legal and physical custody and there's no established custodial environment, the court doesn't have much leeway in approving the move. That was set forth in Brecht v. Henry, 297 Michigan Appeal 732, a 2012 case. So I will grant the motion to change domicile, but I'm going to also refer the issue of parenting time to the Kent County Friend of the Court's office for an investigation and recommendation. Ms. Strong, are you currently working?
Yes.
Okay. The fee for that is $300, and that's going to be your responsibility because you're obviously the one moving. So they will get in touch with both of you, and they will try and come up with a game plan for, as you said, summers, holidays, something to take the place of what's going on now. Now, you, when you prepared this motion, they gave you an order regarding change of domicile, but it's blank. So I need you to go back to the Legal Assistance Center and fill that out. I'll do the order of reference for the parenting time, but you need to fill out the order regarding change of domicile. And you can do that at the Legal Assistance Center.
Okay.
So may I add something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the time and being spent isn't necessarily just on me because there's numerous times that I called for my son and she says he has other things going on. And when he's not with me, he's with my mother or my sister half the time,
Sure.
a part of
And
my support system. So I don't understand. Let's
when
just say I don't understand how could she just how could you say that the environment is the environment isn't what it's supposed to be?
No, that's not what I'm saying. See, the problem is when you represent yourself, this kind of stuff happens. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. I have to make a finding by law of what's called an established custodial environment. That's where your child naturally looks to for love, guidance, the necessities of life, doctor's appointments, school appointments, those types of things.
I
And
also pay for those also though.
I understand. And at that time, at this point, unfortunately, you do not have those types of things, probably because you're working a lot, and I don't fault you for that. But and I know you have a support system, and that's why I'm hoping when this case gets to the front of the court for parenting time, that they craft a remedy that would give you more consistent parenting time of a longer duration, rather than having to a day here, a day there. I'm hoping for a little bit more substance in that, and the front of the court
Yep.
will tell us what's going on. But I can't make you, just like I can't with a lot of people who represent themselves. These are complicated things, Mr. Johnson, and what I would suggest you
The
do
thing
is go
the thing is,
ask an attorney.
you can speak. I understand that. The
Okay.
thing is, me had a conversation. I told her I was willing to do joint custody. He could just because I've worked to get all these things established for him, and now that I have them established for him, she trying to take them away. That don't make
No,
sense.
that's not true. I did not hear any of that. Actually, your relationship could get a little stronger when you have more consistent and longer parenting time. And I'm hoping that's the case. So, Ms. Strong, you're going to have to prepare that order. I will do the order of reference and make sure that the front of the court has all your correct info, because they don't forward mail. So make sure they're right on top of things. Okay. You both all set with me. Have a great weekend. We're adjourned.
Okay.